of Golden Kamuy. Are we good to go? They certainly are good to go. So yes, actually have returned, actually do a kind of pseudo catch-up of Golden Kamuy, the manga series. It's been quite a while since I actually kind of covered this manga. I actually kind of imagined that this is actually better to cover in like a small clump of chapters because there's a lot going on. And it's one of those things that I kind of want to experience it in kind of like a block fashion, because I guess you kind of get a better experience out of it, I think. Even though covering it weekly is actually not a bad idea either. It's just sometimes both do work quite well. So I believe when we left off last week, she kind of concluded, I guess, the Master Hater arc of the whole entire manga, which itself was it was an arc, I must say. Even though I haven't covered it in like, oh god, 9 weeks or 10, I think at this point, I still vividly remember the whole entire arc and actually what happened, because god damn it, that was terrifying. So yeah, I guess we're kind of going into possibly the next like batch of like character-driven arcs, maybe, who knows, and possibly then the bigger picture might start. The bigger picture actually might start to actually appear once again. So anyways, I should put actually gone live. So right, where are we? That's the one I need. I should really save these somewhere. We save it all damn stream at this point. I say every single channel. I should actually save these somewhere. It's helpful to remember where they are. Right, and I believe with that we actually most certainly are good to go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We most certainly are. So let's actually refresh the page on Twitch to actually get it to actually completely work. And we're good to go. So let's begin chapter 222. So its whole weight is around 20,000 tons, 75 tons, which is like a lot in kilograms. Its value is estimated at 800 billion yen in modern value, which is like a lot. There are 24 tattoos that show the location of the gold. The key to solving the mystery is located within Asida's memories. 222 tattooed skins. What will today's fortune be? Now then, let me tell you your fortune. Yeah! Mr. Koito, your fortune for today is good luck. Yeah! I've missed him so much. I miss Koito so much. Check Tsukushima God damn. Check Tsukushima too. How unfortunate. Search in Tsukushima, your fortune for today is bad luck. You should try to avoid it going outside as much as possible. Yeah! I'm a Matagi, Tanigaki the Matagi. What the hell are you saying? I'm leaving this group. Inkarama isn't in Abashiri anymore. She was moved somewhere else. So you're saying you'll kill her if I leave? Oh, no, absolutely not. There's absolutely no way you would make me do something that horrific. Right, Tanigaki Genjuro? Searching for gold or overthrowing a government, I'm not really cut out for either of them. I just want to live a simple life, one that's suited to me. It is such a crime for me to live as one of the ordinary people. Is it such a crime for me to live as one of the ordinary people? Those ordinary people don't know a damn thing about the soldiers who fought with their lives on the line but got no reward for their service. You, on the other hand, do you know about it? And can you know about it, still turn your back on this and live your life as if nothing at all happened? Whether you've got a hostage or not, I'm not going to be of much use to you. All I do is lower the morale of your men just by being there. Knowing Karamat, she'll be able to escape on her own once she recovers. I'm sure that's the rousy image you have in your head, but I don't think things will go that easily anymore. What did you do to Karamat? She's pregnant with Tanigaki She's pregnant with Tanigaki Genjiro's child. 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 Oh, twist! Twist! My child? If you bring a Sirpa back, I promise to release both you and Ikarumat. Your duty in the first place was to bring a Sirpa back to her grandmother, right? Did you give up on that? If you manage to accomplish that, then everything will be nice and settled, won't it? Tanigaki, I'm certain that you are one of the few people who can get close to Sugimoto Saichi without putting him on guard. Oh. Who could have guessed that Master Hater was a convict? But now that we've gotten our hands on a new tattooed skin, we're back on track for our original goal. We're after a much bigger load of gold after all. That's true. By finding it, we might also discover the truth behind the killing of the Ainu and the theft of their gold. Boy, that was a close one. All that Haku business made me lose track of what really matters. We don't have time to go around gathering up little pieces of platinum metal. That's right. We got to keep moving forward. This tobacco case is kind of heavy. Platinum metal dust. Yeah. I miss these goofballs. Come on, boar. I got it! Boar, deer, and butterflies. I win again! You're too damn lousy at this game, Kadokura. It's hilarious that it's hilarious the cards you drew were way too Osama. You're really not suited for gambling. Ah. You just peeked at the butt. No, I didn't peep at anything. Peeping at the butt. This is the act of looking at the bottom of the deck of cards. It is a type of cheating in Hanafuda. So a butthole peeker is peeping at butts now too. Shut up, you bastard. Day after day, the two of them just lays around. Oh. That stray Ogata came back. He's a goddamn cat. He gone baby now. He's a baby now. He's a baby cat again. Is it just me, or is every single time Ogata does anything or gets hurt, he goes back to being a cat? What have you been doing from Bashir until today? That night, in the middle of the chaos, Sirpa was able to confirm that Noporobu was her father. But Noporobu and Sugimoto were both hit by stray gunfire. And as everyone ran off in different directions, Kiranke took Sirpa with him and fled, so I went along with them. We crossed over to Karafuto so that we could bring Sirpa to meet a female convict named Sophia. Kiranke hoped that Sophia might be able to help Sirpa remember the key to solving the tattooed code. But that was where Sugimoto Saichi caught up to us. Kiranke was killed, and Sirpa was taken from us, and I was left injured, as you can see. Why did Sugimoto do that to Kiranke? That's because he teamed up with the first lieutenant Tsurumi and his men in order to go to Karafuto and get Sirpa back. It would be smartest to assume that all the tattooed skins that Sugimoto had were taken from him. But Sugimoto betrayed the first lieutenant on Karafuto and fled with Sirpa back to Hokkaido. There were two souvenirs I managed to get from Karafuto. The first is information on the woman called Sophia, Golden Hand. She's the leader of the group of partisans, and she used to be comrades with Wilk and Kiranke. There's no doubt that she'll come to Japan in order to get her hands on a Sirpa. I'm sure she'll become another troublesome force we'll have to deal with besides the first lieutenant. Indeed. How can someone who causes so much evil be that damn adorable? That's the problem. But yeah, I'm so close to that man. What's the problem? What is it with me and these characters? What is it with me and these characters? I swear to goddamn God. And the other, well, it appears that Sirpa has managed to remember the key to solving the tattooed code. We've got to find Sirpa as soon as possible then. They'll come to us. Sugimoto's group also has to collect the tattooed skins after all. And at this point, the skins have been concentrated into only 2 groups. The Hijikata group and the Tsurumi group. Oh. The remaining tattooed skins, there are 4 left. 222 and gold tattoos and death. Ral convicts. Countdown, yeah. So I suppose I said countdown at the end. So chapter 223, Nikaido cheers up. Good morning, Lieutenant Koito, Sergeant Tsukushima. Oh, you're looking sharper than usual, Private First Class Nikaido. Yes, sir! It's all thanks to new medicine that Lord Arisaka gave me. Lieutenant Koito, Sergeant Tsukushima, good morning! New medicine? It's a new drug called, oh god damn it, that's a long word. Methamphetamine. There we are. Methamphetamine. Developed by my pharmacologist friend, Nagai. Lord Arisaka, good morning. This drug is gonna be a big seller, I know it. Nikaido didn't have any pep before, but now he's bursting with energy. Yesterday he did this for about 6 hours. Full of energy. Second Lieutenant Koito, your recovery is coming along quite nicely. It truly is meant to be young. You recover more quickly from injuries. Your skin is nice and supple. Should I turn you into a tattooed skin too? Both Lieutenant Tsurumi and Hijikata Toshizo have copies of my tattoos, so there certainly doesn't seem to be much value in peeling off my skin, does there? That'll make you into a wallet. Okay, second Lieutenant Koito. I'll go ahead and draw your blood now. Stop drawing blood from young patients when there isn't even any need. That's the reason why you stayed in the military hospital instead of running away, isn't it? Energy. There are plenty of doctors on call. There are plenty of doctors you can call on, but a doctor like myself is a truly rare find. Lieutenant Tsurumi said as much himself, didn't he? You're running around like a cat. That's just pooped. If that geezer Inaga was grabbed by 10th Division, it's dangerous to stay here, isn't it? He's been here before, right? To Inaga, I think this was just one of a number of places we moved around to before we went to Abashiri. They're not going to be able to pin down a specific house. Long before Inaga would have given up the location of this house, Lieutenant Tsurumi would have killed him and turned his skin into a change of clothes, right? You're all underestimating Lieutenant Tsurumi. He'll follow your trail, tracing every single place you've stayed at since Abashiri, and find this house. It's no easy thing to escape from a Shinigami. Ogata is correct. There's no such thing as being too cautious when dealing with a man like Lieutenant Tsurumi. A mallard. He can't shoot. The poor baby can't shoot. The poor baby can't shoot now. He's lost his aim. He's like, shit, I've lost one eye, haven't I? It's like, well, if I didn't lose this eye, I would have been okay. And what happened, Ogata? You gone and done lost the eye. People are always going in and out of temples, so this might actually make an unexpectedly good hideout. This is something I heard through one of my connections among my fellow jailers. Abashiri prison was left in pretty awful shape, so in order to both replace the lost prisoners and provide a workforce who would help rebuild the prison, they recently set a large group of prisoners from Kabato prison. Along the way, they were ambushed by someone, and apparently several of the prisoners escaped. And those prisoners who escaped were all close associates of Baltaru the Private. Baltaru the Private? Baltaru the Private. He's been accused of 55 counts of robbery and murder, and those are just the ones we know about. Nobody has any idea of how many incidents of assault, theft, and arson he's responsible for. He's a truly horrific, hardened criminal, one of the 24 convicts who escaped from Abashiri. Baltaro, the pirate. So he's begun to make his move, has he? Look at him, so proud of himself. A whooper swan. It's a huge swan. Can we even eat that thing? You don't need to hunt each and every animal you spot there. You don't need to hunt. You don't need to hunt. Damn it! You don't need to hunt each and every animal you spot out there. You know, huh? Superior Propagata? Hariko, you too, huh? So you betrayed Surumi's group. You never can tell. I never imagined you would betray them either. My father and the other adults would eat red kir sometimes. Swans really fatten up around this time of year and can't fly, so you can easily catch one even without using a gun. How do we eat it though? We'll cut it up into chunks and cook it in a big pot. But they say if you eat a swan in the future, your hair is gonna turn grey. So it was completely impossible to make the kids eat it. That's why I still don't eat swan either. What? So that means only Hichigata and them can eat it? What a shame. Your hair is already completely grey on both sides, Katakura. So it looks like you're too late. I'd hate to have grey hair too, so I'll pass. You're already completely grey, Tony. What? No way. My hair's grey, but it used to be jet black. It sure looks tasty. Are these snot-nosed brats really that afraid of growing old? Ah, that's tasty. Death visits everyone equally. If it's possible to escape it, then, instead of trembling and waiting for it to arrive, it's better to eat something delicious and enjoy yourself. Huh. like one big happy family at this point. It's just a superstition, right? No, it's true. Isn't that right, Ariko? Back home, there was an old man who said the same thing. I bet it's all just a convenient story the old folks made up so they could keep all their tasty food to themselves. So it's like Busu, that Kyogen story. Busu? It's about a head monk who lies to novice monks about some brown sugar. He tells them that it's actually aconite to keep them from eating it. I think I remember that story. Was it told in this beforehand? I remember hearing it from somewhere. Well then, so did you end up eating the leftover swan hot pot after all? Really now? You truly are a bunch of gluttons. Well, after all, if you eat swan, your hair will grow grey in the future, right? We figured that if that's true, at least it means we won't go bald. Well, he's got a point. Once the fire starts burning inside me, only your blood will put it out. 2023 end. Look at the boy. Look at him and just like be like he boy. Just be like he boy. Oh man, good old Gata. On Wildcat, Agata's sure hit express. One step forward. Come on, let's go. 2024 on the shores of Lake Shikotsu. Uyu River. Swans at night, dazzling in darkness. One way we Ainu used to catch a retat kir is to start a bonfire next to the water. The light dazzles the retat kir, and it comes closer. What do you mean? What do you do then? Hit them? Oh no, we gently grab them. What? Really? No, I'm lying. We bashed him in the neck with a stick. Why would you lie? There's one. A swan showed up. Shirashi is back. Shirashi is back from pooping. Oh crap! They run into each other. Neither one has realized that the other is there. The light in their eyes is blinding them. God. After we eat the ratatouille, we wrap the head in our wood shaving streamers. Then we tell it be reborn and come back to us again, and set it in the river so it will be carried away. So you better do a courtesy of eating the whole thing, Sugimoto. The tongue, beak, and skin are all edible. Cool. I love this manga. I love this manga so much. It's so good. Hurry up and eat it. Take a look at this. It's the gold dust that Master Hater was carrying. It looks like he digitally kept samples of gold dust from every river he went to. So, Rekifun River, Shigesho Sanbetsu River, Yubari River. They say that each kind of gold dust has a different face. Whether the pieces have a granular shape or a shape like a scales or plates, whether the pieces are rounded or pointed, the gold dust has different characteristics depending on where you got it. But looking at the face of the gold dust, a skilled gold panner can identify the river where it's found. For geological reasons, you aren't actually able to find gold dust in every single river in Hokkaido. A long time ago, the Ainu gathered up all the gold dust they had found in one place and then hid it, right? The Ainu who hid it through the buried, the Ainu who hid that, the buried gold could bring disaster, so they kept it secret and hoped that time would cause memories of it to fade. Eventually, the man who knew about it grew old, and there were only a handful of them left. And those were the 7 men who were killed in the Noporobo incident. Context. But it's a possibility that there are other people somewhere who know where the gold is hidden, right? That's why Noporobo went and moved the gold into another hiding spot, isn't it? Yeah, but remember, he did this all by himself. It would be difficult to move such a huge amount of gold by yourself. So what I think is that he could have only moved it to some place quite close. Now, how would you go about searching for any Ainu who knew the location where the gold was previously buried? It's a good possibility that they're still living close to the rivers where the gold was panned. The gold dust was panned. And if you want to narrow it down even more, you can identify that kind of you could identify what kind of gold dust is that the buried gold was. Then you figure out that river. Then you figure out what river it was panned from, and use that to deduce the regions it came from. The long sentence. Goddamn. What? If the buried gold is hidden, how the hell are you supposed to identify it? You sure are an idiot, Shirashi. Did you forget what Tanigaki told us? Noporobu took part of the gold dust and ran away, but his boat capsized, and the gold dust sank along with it. Lake Shikotsu. So you're saying we should search for that gold dust? At this late stage in the gold hunt, you want us to change course to something completely unrelated to the tattooed skins? I'm just saying that if we end up being totally unable to get our hands on the tattooed skins, this could be a way for us to instantly turn things around. Hold on, find a gold dust that sank into Lake Shikotsu. Locate a skilled gold dust panner, have them identify the gold and determine where the area it came from. Search for an Ainu person in those areas who knows the hidden location where the gold was previously buried. Go to that location and search for the place where Noporobu moved the hidden gold. Is that about right? That plan has almost no chance of success. Each individual step is way too damn hard. We get tripped up by the very first step. Lake Shikotsu is the deepest lake in Hokkaido. It would be completely impossible to dive down and find that gold. 1 year ago, Lake Shikotsu, 360 meters deep at its deepest point. This is the lake with the 3rd clearest water in Japan. Why not wait until it warmed up a little? You're going to die, you know. Someone else would get there first. At that depth, it would be impossible for even a diver to get down there. I'm not asking for your opinion. Once you identified the gold, you can go wherever the hell you want, and keep an eye on that razor. If it goes out, I'll kill you. You don't need to keep telling me that. You're such an annoying man. I'm going to try a deeper spot this time. If I'm gone for over 35 minutes, pull up on the rope. Pull up on the rope. Got it? 35 whole minutes. God damn. I'm able to stand in the water for up to 30 minutes. Botaro the pirate. Real name: Osawa Fusatoru. God damn. That man be naked. That man be naked. Botaro the pirate, feet of 36 centimeters in size, and he has strange hands with skin spread out like webs between each finger. From the time when he was a child, he was employed as one of the workers who ferries lumber down the rivers. It was during that time that he refined his skill in the water, but one day he started to pull people into the water, drown them, and strip them of their valuables. God damn. That modus operandi caused the prison guards to call him the pirate of the prison, or Botaro the pirate. Over 200 meters deep. He's been gone for over 30 minutes. The current world record for holding one's breath underwater is 24 minutes. And the world record for the deepest dive without the use of flippers is 102 meters. Let's run away, okay? I'm sure he's dead. Lake Shikotsu is the deepest lake in Hokkaido. It would be completely impossible to dive down and find that gold. Actually, you might be wrong about that. Take a look at this. The gold has already been found? Mr. Pirate, who is that? He's one of the 24 escaped convicts from Bashiri, and this guy was a particularly tough one who always went all out. It looks like Master Hater already finished identifying the gold, so of course we don't need to go through the trouble of following that unlikely path to the gold. We can keep doing things the same way we always have and gather up the tattooed skins. I see. So if we head to those rivers, we'll be able to catch a pirate. 2024 end. Ow. It's getting interesting now, isn't it, boys? It's getting interesting. So 225 Golden Mystery File 225 Slums. Are we in the Golden Chapel yet? I guess it's a reference to the Sherlock. So back alley business in the north, Sapporo. Have some fun with us, mister. Do I look like I've got money? The eastern part of Sapporo, near the Toyohara River, in the Meiji era, it was called the slums, and it's rife with violence and disease. For the impoverished people living there, alcohol and prostitution were their only salvation. So your inn is this way. I was born to a good family in Nagoya. You know, back in the old days, I was a little rich girl. Where are you from? I like people who don't say much. My late husband was a quiet man too. Huh? You're Japa. What? Uh-oh. Stand back! So you're saying her throat was cut open and her intestines were pulled out of her body and draped over her right shoulder. What? Bro, it's messed up. This modus operandi sure looks the same as what happened to the prostitute who was killed in the slums on the 31st of last month, doesn't it? Was it the work of the same criminal inspector? Could be. Were there any witnesses? Do you have your sights on anyone in particular? I'll treat you to a meal, so give me something to write about, okay? Shut up. Sapporo is in a huge commotion right now over these serial murders. Ishikawa Takuboku. Isn't he from beforehand? I got caught up in the whole craze and written all these exaggerated articles, which means the papers are flying off the shelves. Give me some spending money, okay, Mr. Nakakura. Bring us some information that isn't in the newspaper, you trash. What a horrible way to kill people. Does he have a grudge against whores or something? It's certainly unforgivable. I hope he's caught quickly. He's a prostitute I'm really fond of right now, so I'd be very disappointed if she was killed. Step into a ditch, hit your back and die. Wow. Karakura, can you think of anyone among the 24 tattooed convicts who could possibly be responsible? I can, yeah. About 10 years ago, there was a guy in Yokohama who stabbed a prostitute a bunch of times with a knife, and he was locked away in Abishiri prison. If the killer really is a tattooed convict, then the fact that he's caused such an uproar is an extremely big problem. The police are going to be desperately searching for him. And the Mavericks of the 7th Division are also very likely to catch wind of it and come hunting too. Village on the coast of the Sea of Okhotsk. Who did this? Who killed my horse? The serial killings of Sapporo. They've got the scent of a tattooed convict about them. Warrant Officer Kikuta, go to Sapporo. I'll stay and continue to search for Asidopo and find her group. Yes, sir. And bring Superior Private Usami along with you. Yes, sir. I really don't want to go with Warrant Officer Kikuta. Actually, I feel the same way. I'm certain Usami will be of use to you in Sapporo. If the newspapers are writing this much about it, then of course that means there are a good possibility that Hijikata Toshizo's groups will come too. Stay on guard to avoid running into them. That works out just fine, actually. We can depend on anything from that spy private. We can't depend on anything from that spy private first class, Ariko. I'll kill them all and steal everything. We're going convict hunting in Sapporo. Or guards in the background. He's so cute. 28th year of the Meiji era, Shibata Niigata Prefecture. Well, Tokushiro, how was the battlefield? I saw something quite interesting there, Master. And what was that? Well, the soldiers that had supposedly undergone extensive period of training, but when it came time for battle, they only pretended to fire their weapons. I hear that the same sort of thing happened during the American Civil War. Even when they actually fired their weapons, it was obvious that they weren't aiming at the enemy troops. I'm not talking about mere 1 or 2 soldiers either. It's something that a great number of soldiers did. With a few exceptions, the vast majority of soldiers feel resistance towards killing other human beings, and they make an effort to avoid doing it. Hey, be careful, it's dangerous to stand behind a horse like that. Master Takeda's horse is particularly bad-tempered. See, look at that. Its legs are always positioned so that it can kick anyone who stands behind it. Mr. Tokushiro, you've come back. Oh, it's you. It's been a while. You gotten taller again, huh? Tokushige? Yes. Usami Tokushige, 14 years old, 225, and Usami is yet another one of the boys pitting for Tsurumi. How does Tsurumi's got that aurora about him that everyone just literally just gravitates towards him? Everyone, literally. Hey, isn't that Ryu? No, it just looks like him. We left Nihei's gun back there, so I'm sure Ryu isn't going anywhere. I heard that Jikapasi and the rest of them treat him with so much love that he forgets all about that gun. Setter Ainu dogs are very brave and extremely loyal to their owners, but taken another way it means they can be jealous to the point of being bad-tempered. Not all setter are like that, though. I had a story once. There's a Japanese hunter who had an Ainu dog, and he treated it with lots of love. But one day, for one reason or another, the hunter ended up really scolding his dog. He left it in the house and went out hunting. That night, when he came home, the dog had killed every chicken that the hunter owned. It's the same as a person. The things we do for love. It doesn't seem like you came here to train. 2026, Sacred Ground. A story from before his moles started walking. I had to help out at home, but when that was done, I felt like wandering over. Doesn't it take 2 hours to walk here from your home? Well, somehow I ended up coming here even on days when there isn't any training. It's just a completely normal corner of the dojo grounds, but this is our sacred ground after all. 2 years earlier. Tokushige. How are things going at the dojo? You working hard? Yes, I am. Mr. Tokushiro says that I've got the most talent of all the kids he's seen so far. Mr. Surumi Tokushiro? Who is this person? He's the wonderful officer who comes to Tokushige's dojo. Of course he's got talent. His father had talent too. Dear. I can't get past how cool he looks. Like then and also now. He looks so goddamn cool. It's beyond belief. It's certainly hard work. Thank you, Tokushige. Using this would definitely get you some powerful legs. We're in a low-lying area, so in the spring we use this foot-powered water wheel. And we have to drain the water from all the fields. It's really... Tokushige! Good afternoon, Mr. Tokushiro. Takagi Tomoharu, 12 years old. Hi, Tomoharu. Is your father doing well? Yes, he is. Come on, Tokushige, let's do that. Once training's over, stay over at my house tonight. We'll go to school together tomorrow. They say that Mr. Tokushiro is going to come to the dojo today. Hurry, hurry! Mr. Tokushiro, do randori with me. Please do randori with me. I see, so you're graduating this year. Will you be able to keep going to the dojo? I have to help with my father with the work in the field, so I'm not sure. You'll get much more stronger. Continue at the dojo. There's nobody in your age group that's any match for you. I'm sure in no time at all you have surpassed me too. It's about to become more difficult for me to visit the dojo. Oh really? Some issues have come up in the place called the Korean Peninsula. Tokushige, let's go home together. Spring. Halt! That's enough for today. Thank you very much. Let's do just a little more. Just one more match. What got into you? I'm already... Come on, just one more. But we have to go home. What's wrong, Tomoharu? Master Takeda and I won't be able to leave until we lock up the dojo. In the end, I wasn't able to beat him even once. Today is the last day I'll be able to come to this dojo. Tokushige. After I graduate, I'm going to school in Tokyo. I'll be leaving my house and living on my own in a dorm. So today will be the last day that you and I can do randori together. It seems that he couldn't bring himself to tell you. I already knew about it. All right then, just a little more. You want to beat me before you leave, right? I don't really want to do it though. After all, I don't want to lose on purpose because I'm worried about your feelings. And you better not. No real friend would do something like that. That would be the end of our friendship. Master Takeda locked up the dojo and went home. So the two of you should have your match in this spacious area here. I'll watch over you. Begin. If I can win against Tokushige, then I think I'll be able to make it in Tokyo, even if it's by myself. Gah, I'm not done yet. Huh? Huh? Jesus Christ. Hmm? 2026, and this will be the last day you and I ever do randori together. I guess something goddamn snapped. I guess something just goddamn snapped. Pardon the pun, but still, sure feels like it. Something just snapped within him. Jesus. So, 227 partners in crime, stomping down his face, contorted in fury. Why did you do it? Stop it! What have you done? You have to hurry and get a doctor. It's because even though I didn't want to do it, Mr. Tokushiro said the two of you should have your match in this spacious area here. That's why. If I had known you would do something like that to your best friend, then I... My best friend? Ugh. Tokushige, that bastard was always getting in the way of my time with Mr. Tokushiro. Tokushige. Since his father is an important guy in his Army 2nd Division, the fact that he was getting attention from you, I can forgive that. Since he was going to the military preparatory school in Tokyo, he would become an officer, he would get even closer to you. I can forgive that. The fact that he hadn't said anything about that to me, and he had just been looking down on me this whole time, well, I can forgive that too. But earlier when you were talking to him, I was standing outside and I heard everything you said. Have you not told him yet that you're going to Tokyo? When it comes to strength of your feelings, you haven't lost the Tokushige. If you can hold on to those feelings, then I'm sure that you'll become stronger than him, Tomoharu. Even though that was all I had, that you said I was number one, that you acknowledged me, that was everything to me. I'm sorry. I simply thought that Tomoharu would be able to give up and go home if I told him that. You're still number one to me. Oh really? So that's all. So that's all it was. So is he dead? We're partners in crime then. I'm going to tell you a cover story for how this happened. You need to be sure to remember it. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! That's the only reaction I can possibly give at this point in time. After that, the two of us made sure that our stories matched, and we said that Tomoharu had been kicked by the horse that Mr. Tokushiro was riding on. His dad came running when he heard the news, and when he went berserk with rage and shot the horse. This is the place where I first killed a person, where I lost my virginity. I've come to this sacred grounds countless times to reminisce about that day. It's a secret between just me and Mr. Tokushiro, but I heard from Master Takeda. Because Mr. Tokushiro's horse kicked that child and caused him to die, the child's parents hated him and it made it difficult for him to remain in second division. You covered for me even though you knew that would happen, right? True, that was the reason why I was demoted to the position of Hokkaido. But that's alright. Being farther away from Central Command allows me to act with more freedom that I might have had otherwise. Not to mention, I thought it would be an awful waste if someone as interesting as yourself ended up being destroyed. I'll be waiting for you in the 7th Division. So then, how can you make it so that your soldiers don't just pretend to fire, but actually kill the enemy troops? A while back, there was an incident where someone completely overcame any resistance taking a human life. That stuck with me for a long time, and I continued to think about it. And during the war with China, I think I finally discovered the answer. The motivating force that can bring out the aggressiveness in your soldiers, it isn't hatred of the enemy troops, nor is it fear. It isn't even a difference in political ideals. What is it then? It's love. And there we are. There's the answer. According to a testimony given by soldiers returning from the Vietnam War about the bonds they formed between them and their comrades, they entrusted their lives to, it described it as a powerful and loving relationship. And it said it went beyond that of a husband and wife. From statements given by a vast number of soldiers, including those who fought in the World War II, the fear of betraying the expectations of a superior officer that I admire and adore, and the fellow soldiers that I love, that was what allowed him to overcome the barrier of killing another human being. But that will also become a battle between them and their feelings of guilt. How one can use love to develop and cultivate soldiers, so they will be willing to do any job, no matter how dirty. That's a problem that faces a commander. But among all these men, there are those who were born as soldiers. The vast majority of soldiers are sheep, but they're very rarely there's one among them who's a dog. A soldier that is aggressive, loyal, and feels no guilt or remorse about killing people. It's absolutely vital to have soldiers like that among your troops. The serial killer in Sapporo, he's not a thief. Well, that's because poor people and prostitutes aren't carrying around any money or valuables for him to steal. He's killing for the sake of killing. He's absolutely going to return to the scene of the crime. He's the kind of pervert that would go back again and again, fantasize about the killing and masturbate to his fantasies. No doubt about it. Believe me, this is something I understand. Elsewhere. It's gone! Gone! I can't find it anywhere! It's gone! What's wrong, Nikaido? When I woke up this morning, my prosthetic hand was gone. Maybe somebody hid it. That thing you're always doing is pretty annoying after all. I can use my clairvoyance. Uenka to search for it if you'd like. Yes, please, Miss Karamat. I get a strong sense of it coming from the direction of Koit or Nispa. There it is! I'm shocked. How could she have known? What a mystery. Even I could have guessed that, sir. Ikara is incredible, Tokushima. Her predictions about anything you can think of keep coming true. It's almost scary. What the hell are you chewing on? It's an Ikema root that guards against evil. Once it cost 20 sen. Hey, stop trying to swindle money from Second Lieutenant Koito. You don't believe me at all, do you? If you doubt her, then why not just get her to look into something for you? No, thank you. Should I take a look, Tsukushima Nispa? Is there something you aren't able to find, or something you're searching for? Don't think you can try and win me over with your. Don't think you can try and win me over to your side. Takaki Nispa must have returned to Hokkaido by now, but he hasn't come to see me. Is it because I'm a hostage? Huh? The chopsticks aren't coming out. There's something stuffed in there. It's your con. Emergency rations you can eat without chopsticks. I can forgive that. 27 end. We'll do probably one more chapter. I think, possibly, and then we'll finish off the entire thing, possibly tomorrow, maybe? It's starting to get foggy. Tsukamoto's group has come to Sorachi River. This is one of the rivers listed in Master Hater's packet of gold dust samples recovered from Lake Shikotsu. In pursuit of Botaro the pirate, they've gone around the Ainu settlements located in the river valley. Tsukamoto, I think we'd better go back to the nearest kotan and wait for this fog to lift. These mountains paths are dangerous with your arm like that. That's true. Your broken bone has started to heal, and if you slipped and fell, you'd just break it all over again. Don't worry, I'm alright. I'm a pixie of the snow. 228 Shima Enaga. Oh dear, what's wrong? What are you doing down there? Can't you fly? Did you hurt your wing? My arms hurt too. See, look. We're two of a kind. So cute. Your eyes are adorable. Shima Enaga, a species of a long-tailed tit that lives only in Hokkaido. Sidipa said that birds like you called upas kia. It means snow, upas, bird kia. You're called that because you come to villages right when the first snow starts to fall. Isn't that right, Sidipa? Huh? A Sidipa? Over here, Sugimoto. Did that come from this way? Oops. Oh. Hey, Sugimoto, where did you go? Let's search for his tracks. Phew, I slid down a pretty long way. It won't be easy at all to climb back up that slope with just one hand. How about you? Are you okay? Asidapa! He's so good with animals. He's adorable, Sugimoto. Oh no. Is this going to be a bad chapter? If we go around and try, if we go around and try to climb up from over that way, we can get back to where we fell down. He was walking on the top of the bamboo grass, so I can't find any tracks. Sugimoto, where are you? This is bad. The fog's so thick. The fog's so thick that I can't see in front of me. I'm completely lost. It might be better not to move around anymore. The sun's gonna set soon. I can't believe it. I'm going to spend the night here alone. Sorry. You're here too, right? Ah, this spot is perfect. It's a fallen tree that's propped up against a boulder. If we start a fire beneath this tree, the heat will reflect off the boulder and make things nice and warm. Alright, we've got to hurry and gather up some firewood. What's that? You think that dead tree might be good for firewood? Well, it's sure to burn alright. It makes good kindling, but the wood from this kind of tree will turn to ashes in no time and disappear. As if you're going to sleep in the mountains in winter, you have to use freshly cut green wood. Flowering ash, flowering ash, painted maple. If you use green wood from those trees, it'll leave behind a lot of charcoal that will keep burning for a long time. The wood does have a lot of moisture, so it makes tons of smoke. But this way, the fire won't go out in the middle of the night, so you won't be woken up by the cold and have to throw more wood on it. You need a nata to gather up green wood, but we don't have one, so I'll use my bayonet. Bayonets are meant to be used for stabbing, so they usually have blades that can't even peel an apple. But Acidipa always tells me to keep it sharpened so we can use it for cheat ups. So mine is sharp enough that it can even cut off someone's fingers. If you hit the back of the blade like that, like so, you can easily cut through the thin trees like this. Okay, we've got a firewood, but if we start a fire on top of the snow will melt and the water will put it out. If you have any logs from rowan trees, you can lay them out and start the fire on top of that. This is a very educational chapter. It's very educational, actually. If you get stuck in a mountain in fog, there you go. Now you know what to do. Rowan is so famous for not catching fire that they have a saying: it won't burn even if you throw it into the hearth 7 times. But what if you aren't able to find any rowan trees? In that case, you take whatever wood you have, grab some sand from a river and sprinkle that on top. Then you light your fire on top of that. But there are no rivers nearby. I love these two so much. They're so cool. They're so adorable. Don't worry. Look at this. There's a lot of dried bark on this katsura tree, right? Katsura tree. Sriracha River. Is it actually a Sriracha River? That's actually kind of cool though. Oh yeah, that's actually really goddamn cool. That actually is a Sriracha River. I didn't actually doubt it beforehand. I thought I'd actually kind of find out just quickly. If you burn the katsura bark first, it will make a whole bunch of ashes. Then, when you light the firewood on top of that, the fire won't spread to the log sitting beneath the ashes. All of these things I learned from Sinopa. It's thanks to her that I was able to survive this long. Looks like it should be alright now. You starting to feel hungry now that we can relax? Oh yeah, we've got that portable food that Sinopa made. You take chestnuts, boil them, peel off the shells, mash them up. Then you crush up some trout roe and mix that in. After that, you mix in some animal oil and seasoning. All from an animal like a brown bear, deer, seal, whale, herring, or shark. Animal oil gives a light sweetness and mild flavour to food. So they carry it everywhere with them and put it on everything. Sort of like what Japanese people do with soy sauce, huh? If you make the mixture into a dango, you can take it anywhere with you. If you grill it a little before you eat it, then it tastes even better. Looks like you were hungry, huh? Go on, eat as much as you can. I'm sure the fog will lift tomorrow. Then Asita will find my tracks, and she'll follow them and reach us. Follow them and reach us. Good night, Upashai. Upashai. The next morning, Asita! Ah, a brown bear. One came this close to us. Judging from the width of the paw print, it was either a female or a young male. There weren't any tracks from a cub. At this time of year, bears only have the bears have only just left their dens, and they probably won't attack us for food. But we'll need to watch out if it was a young male. It's just like a young human guy. They're curious and not afraid of anything spoiling for a fight, and they tend to get full of themselves. And if they aren't hungry, they won't hesitate to come charging in to attack a person. Big males have been around a while, so they're like older men. They avoid pointless fights. If they sense a person nearby, they quietly step away, no matter how strong they may be. Maybe it would be better to have older guys fight on the front lines of our wars, huh? They won't fight anyone if they were ordered to, and just lays around. Then maybe everyone would get sick of it and go home. It's such a waste to have young men with futures lose their lives, right? A guy with a young wife and a little kid, it's wrong for someone like that to die, leaving behind such a good-natured wife. Anyway, wandering around in the fog when there's a bear around is dangerous. I can't fight with my arm like this. We'd be better off waiting patiently for the fog to lift and a Sidipa to come rescue us, right, Upashai? It's been 2 whole days, but the fog still hasn't cleared up. A Sidipa probably won't come until it does. Well, I'm sure I'll be clear tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be clear tomorrow. 3 days. This fog really doesn't want to lift, but tomorrow will be the day it clears up for sure. It's been a whole week and the fog's still here. Is it going to stay foggy forever? No, there's no way. Huh? What's that? We should have left this place while we still had the dango left. You were happy to gobble up that dango too, damn it! I pluck up those feathers and eat them up. I'm kidding. I didn't mean it. He's so adorable. Both of us are absolutely going to survive and make it out of this mountain. Yeah, a Sidipa might even know a way to fix your wing, Upashai. And if there's a bear lurking out there in the fog, or even if my stomach is really empty, we're getting out of this place. We've got no food supplies left. I can't really move at all that well, but I draw out my last remaining stores of energy, and I'll draw out my last remaining stores of energy, or all I have left. I'm Sugimoto the Immortal. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sugimoto, why? This reminds me of the sparrow yakitori I had when I went to Kyoto. If I remember right, you cut open the breast and stab the skewer through the base of each wing. Then you put the skewer through both eyes to hold the head steady. Yeah, that looks right. I'll make the organs into cheetah and I'll eat absolutely everything. Once I've eaten and gotten my energy back, then I'm getting out of here. Time to eat. Sugimoto. Oh no. That's Sugimoto's voice. The shocking developments of the last 3 pages. This is truly the best, most awful stomach-turning entertainment. Turn 28 end. And there we are. We'll leave it there for today. We'll continue this probably tomorrow and get it completely catched up too. Oh boy. We lost the best relationship in the whole entire manga, really. That was so beautiful. It's all God. It's all God, Sugimoto. Why, boy? Why? Why are you gonna kill that beautiful bird? But yeah, I mean, I guess when you think about it, I like the introspection chapters this whole entire manga as well. Like in essence, a lot more chapters dealing with how the characters were to how they're feeling now. And I kind of find it very interesting because it does fill in some gaps to why the characters feel the way they do to certain characters. Usami's character is actually one of the more prime examples of that whole entire idea, because we didn't really know much about Usami's character besides a few things. But you kind of get the whole entire picture to why he's the way he is is very interesting. They actually kind of then learn about how people in war do have that relationship between their comrades and also their superior officers is even more interesting, because it kind of tells you the loyalty they have to the people they serve. It's very disturbing in certain ways, like kind of the loyalty that it doesn't really go towards. That's actually what happened with Asami as well. But it's very interesting nonetheless how this whole entire thing is developing. And then you had the whole entire thing with Asami kind of killing his best friend because of the fact that he was kind of feeling second in command to himself. I guess Asami's kind of the exception to the whole entire idea, because he kind of kills without kind of conviction, but then also has that hint of like careness to him as well, because I don't think he would have done the exact same thing had he not actually been that attached to Tsurumi. But still, nonetheless, it's actually a very interesting kind of overall introspection on his character. And I kind of also then like how Sugimoto actually is kind of slowly changing to how he sees the war as well, because in certain cases, when Tsurumi explains about the idea of people being dogs in war, it doesn't really feel as if Sugimoto doesn't really fit that bill. Like, he's made to actually battle. He's made to actually kind of go there and fight, because we've seen it. He doesn't really have attachment. Rather, he's there to fight. He's actually got that kind of blood in him. He said it multiple times in the manga, really, about his whole entire conviction towards war. But now it's interesting to see how the perception he's had has changed because of the people around him. Has actually kind of the things he's seen, the things he's experienced, has changed him. But it isn't to the same degree that you see in other mangas or other storylines where characters change because war has changed them. He's changed because he's seen how senseless the whole entire thing is. He's seen how senseless it is to send someone with such a bright future into something so careless and actually see them die, because and actually see their future just kind of vanish before their eyes. It's one of those things that, again, it's a thing that we see in the real life as well. We see that kind of thing everywhere. The idea of seeing someone kind of go somewhere, give up everything, actually kind of go fight for a cause, and then not come back. Actually, kind of say to ourselves, "What's the point going to fight when you aren't, and actually losing the future you actually had?" That's the thing. It's that whole entire perception you kind of get on the entirety of battle. And I like how Sugimoto, as someone who was actually kind of, as we've seen in battle, kind of very stern, actually very to the point, kind of change is actually quite interesting, because he's seen everything. He's not someone who actually has just kind of went like that and actually changed. No, the things he's seen, the things he's experienced, every single thing in between has changed his character. And I find it very interesting and fascinating how he has actually kind of changed as a person. But it's organically as time went on, because at the beginning he was very much more different, but you can tell as time went on, as he's actually slowly begun to realise certain things, this whole entire perception he actually had on war is completely gone. Like, it's not to the same degree as it was beforehand. Actually, it's quite interesting how he used his friend as an example, because it's true. It's that whole entire perception as well. He's a very interesting, very complex character, also Sugimoto. Like, he doesn't really kind of present himself as that to begin with, but as time goes on, you've been to learn those things about him, and he becomes very more multifaceted in that way. Each character actually has in theory got that idea about them, but Sugimoto's kind of the prime example of that as well. I guess when you think about it, Ogata and also Tanigaki also have that kind of perception about them too, because they both experience certain things that would change who they are as people, and actually then change how they see certain things. So yeah, as I said, I actually really appreciate these chapters, because it does in theory delve very much deeply into how these characters do in theory see the things they've seen. It actually also then shows how people are different, it shows you how different people are, because there's always been these parallels between characters and actually how they experience things and actually how they see things. But then it's like Nodo actually kind of says, well, no, actually it's actually not that at all. It's actually more to them. So I really do actually like how he doesn't really do that constantly. He doesn't ever let up the idea of him actually kind of saying, look, you might think they're actually kind of very much the same. Sugimoto and Tsurumi might in theory have that similarity about them. Maybe Ogata and Sugimoto does have that as well. But no, at the exact same time, there's so much more differences about them, because you can tell with Tsurumi, there's the idea of the loyalty he actually doesn't very have. I guess when he was explaining about the idea of love in war, it doesn't really attributes it to himself as well in certain ways, because you can tell the loyalty one does have towards him. The idea of the undying love that someone doesn't have to Surumi, because you always wondered why does everyone always kind of like him so much. But now you have the whole entire chapter with him explaining it, it explains perfectly to why they are that way. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting examination of war in a way, because you're examining it through the lens of people who actually have experienced it, but in different kind of leagues in certain ways. Leagues in the sense of levels, in the sense of like in sense of like superior, and also then private, and also then soldier as well. It's all a very interesting kind of subversion of the entire thing, but it's not done in like the normal, okay, war is terrible kind of thing. It's done in such a way that it kind of feels like it's like you understand why they're the way they are. So yeah, tomorrow I'll finish this off and actually get this all kind of completely caught up to. So I believe it's actually 30. That's the 231, I believe, and actually probably then we'll be possibly back to weekly. It depends. I don't know. It depends on how this whole entire thing pans out, really. But yeah, that is me done for today. So as always, you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on Twitch and doing free. Leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed it's having quite a bit. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, leave a like on YouTube, because indeed it's having quite a bit. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, leave a sub on YouTube, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, leave a follow on Twitter, or join my Discord as well. Both will tell you when these streams are live, any streams I do as well. But until next time, some more Golden Kamuy, the manga series. See you guys later. Bye for now.